Buckeye Talk coming to you after day 2 of Ohio State's preseason practice here at the Woody Hayes Athletic Center. I'm Nathan Baird from cleveland.com along with Stephen Means and Doug Lesmerises. So we've had 2 days to watch a couple of windows of practice. Both of us have had, all three of us have had eyes on defense or offense depending on the day. We want to talk about defense first. Stephen, just one big takeaway from what you've seen here the first 2 days.
Yeah, my biggest takeaway is something I saw for about 90 seconds as I was doing the backwards walkout of day 2 of practice, and that was the first-string defensive line. I think the question there has always been, is Larry Johnson going to lean with the old veteran guys, or is he going to go with the young, talented guys who might have a higher ceiling? And after day 2 of practice, seeing what I saw, he's going with the young guys with the higher ceiling. The edge rushers were JT Tuimoloau and Jack Sawyer, and then the interior guys were Talik Williams and Ty Hamilton. Mike Hall also was in the mix with some of that stuff as well, so expect him to be in whatever the rotation is on the interior. But that was your starting lineup. And we've talked at length about what we might be able to see from JT this year. Can Jack Sawyer also take that step? They've talked highly about Ty Hamilton since he got here and Talik flashed last year. And so if they're going to come out of the gate with that young talent, that's not necessarily where Larry Johnson has always been. He's tended to lean old. He's leaning young and talented, which I think is interesting. And most fans actually would probably want to hear that at this point.
Yeah, it'll be interesting to watch. I watched the defense on day 1. There were definitely times when it was a more veteran front that they were going first through those rotations. So I want to see how that sort of progresses through the rest of camp. Doug, you wanted to take mention of this, what you've seen from the safeties so far through 2 days.
Yeah, it's interesting to watch them divide up. We know this is going to be, as Jim Knowles says, a safety-driven defense. They have 3 safety spots, but just like the drills that we've seen, they put the safeties in 2 different groups. And there is like the way they separate, I guess it's the bandit position, right, which is a little more of a freelancer, free playmaker position, and that's always headed by Josh Proctor with Court Williams right behind him, and then Sonny Styles is also in that group. So they had a drill later on Friday where they had the safeties in 2 groups, and there was those 4 guys in one group and like the other 10 safeties in the other group, like the nickel safeties like Tanner McAllister, and then like the adjuster guys like Ronnie Hickman. And it's just interesting. Stephen, you and I were talking about it. It's almost like maybe a little more of the freelancer playmaker group and a little bit more of the like you have a more specific job group, which just gets your mind thinking about what does Josh Proctor look like doing that? What does Court Williams look like doing that? And then down the line eventually, not this year, because Sonny Styles should be a senior in high school, what does Sonny Styles look like doing that? So it's just we're so interested in the safeties. We get such little windows in practice, but those 3 guys in particular, with a little freedom in a safety-driven defense, that could be good.
Yeah, I want to talk about the linebackers. We got to see how they stacked up, especially on Monday. And similarly, like you guys, I'm really intrigued by the youth that's there kind of waiting in the wings. And at will linebacker right now, you've got Steel Chambers and you've got Chip Trainum. And those are 2 guys who I think they like the athleticism that they bring to that position and what that can mean. And obviously Chambers did pretty well for himself, especially under the circumstances converting from linebacker or from running back so late in the process last year. But you got C.J. Hicks still waiting underneath all of that. And one of the, I think, themes of the season is going to be how much does he advance up the depth chart? How quickly can he advance up a depth chart? And again, 13 months ago, both the guys ahead of him were running backs. And he's got a ways to go as far as like developing as a true freshman. But he's also immensely talented. And sometimes that can make an explosion as a true freshman, at least by the end of the season. We've got 2 more at least open windows that we're going to get to see from in practices here in preseason camp, hopefully some more. We're going to keep talking about it regardless on Buckeye Talk, and get the text 614-350-3315.